Okay, so I'm 40 and number 13, which is going to wrap up the relationship section of this. And that's for those of you who are hyper independent like me. We can get through there's like a trauma and recovery and self section that's going to come up here in a couple sections. Not going to dig into that yet, but one of the things that it took me a long time to realize was that it was okay to need other people. Not just okay, but like healthy and normal. I really struggled with this because I needed to figure out my own way. I had no support. I didn't have anybody backing me up. I had no safety net from the beginning. Unfortunately, like this is just the hand that I was dealt. And so I had to be really independent to survive. That's how I got to France. That's how I built everything that I have. I've had some help along the way for sure. I can never claim to have done it all entirely by myself. Lifting yourself by your bootstraps is a myth. Whatever, but it becomes almost a sickness at some point when you refuse people's help or you keep people outside of yourself. What I found myself doing was falling into like a self-fulfilling prophecy, which was this idea that people weren't dependable, they weren't going to live up to whatever expectations I had or whatever needs I had, and whenever I would let someone in, I would inevitably, shift the goalposts or make it so that it would fail one way or another. Being hyper independent or like relying on yourself too much, becoming overly self-reliant leads to this place where it actually keeps you alone. That might sound obvious in the sense that like, oh yeah, if you're independent, then you are alone. But at the same time, like I didn't want to be alone. Like I wanted someone to come along and be a part of my life. I wanted to be supported. I wanted to be loved. But I couldn't show that on the outside because I was too scared to be hurt again, to be disappointed, to be dragged down the same road that I had been before. And so as a result, the hyper-independence was just a form of self-protection, when in reality what I really needed was other people. And that's why I said it's really important to realize that not only is it okay to need other people, but it's what we're designed for as humans. Like we're social creatures. And without other people, we're not complete. And there's a part of me that would never want to admit that because I was alone and I thought I would always be alone. And I was so scared that that would be the case that I needed that to be okay, because otherwise, where am I and what's going on? But the benefit, of course, is that once you open up and you really do let other people in, life gets richer. And I'm still learning about this, but it's huge. All right, moving on now. Tomorrow or whenever the next video comes out, health and wellness. That was heavy. Let's move on to let's move